to 10. So, hello, welcome to the Let's Get Carried Away show. And we certainly have been getting carried away, and we've got our usual guests. We've got Kev and Rob, and the familiar face of Bazza. You want to give a plug to your quick channel, mate? Bazza?
Brew Black and White Eyes. You guys were on last night, and yes, we lost.
Kev, how are you doing, mate? How's the clothing brand going? I do want to get a top. I just the wife keeps taking money off us for these Christmas presents and leaving us short.
No,
I've got my eyes on a few things. You doing good, is it?
Good. It's doing well, mate. Quite a few orders come in today, unsurprisingly.
Oh.
Go on, what T-shirt have you printed up then for your win? Since it's your cup final. It was your cup final yesterday. Come on, what T-shirt you got?
No, so you'll see that behind us. I've got that on. So I do T-shirts with that on. I've got a clothing store called Get Carried Away Clothing.
Nice.
So it's been gone about 3 weeks now. Oh, it's only been gone about 3 weeks. Well, it took us a couple of months to build it. I've never done that like that before, so
brilliant.
Been a bit of a challenge, but it's doing well. Like,
wish you all the best with it.
Thank you very much, man.
Don't print any 1-0 T-shirts, and you never know.
Oh, they'll be coming. I might do one with Lee Clark on the front.
Oh, don't go there.
Well, Lee Clark. Oh,
don't go there. Don't go there.
As
long as you stay away from Voldemort on the front of it, that will be all right.
Oh, hello to Colin Major. This is evening, lads, and what a great goal from Walter MACKEM. David Joblin, good evening. What a weekend. Hello to Dougie, being a great weekend. And oh my God, Barry Dunn on Total Sport talking about Gary Rowell. Yeah, it was. Do you know? I got a shot. I didn't even know he was unwell. Gary Rowell. So, right, we're going to start with you. Kev, did you go to the game?
I did. I was got a ticket at the very last minute, actually. I wasn't expecting to go, so it was quite a nice surprise. Literally an hour before kick-off, I got a ticket.
Wait a minute, did a Sunderland Football Club giving away free tickets to the fans? What's going on?
One of my mates had getting us a ticket, so it was a nice surprise. Unbelievable, really, wasn't it? You know how positive I am. I'm not like CABBIE, Baz. You know, like I'll predict that we'll win sometimes.
Nothing wrong with that.
I just felt like we would win in anyways, and it kind of the way the game went was how I kind of expected it to go. Where the qualities that we've shown this season has been our heart, our non-stop running, and I think that's kind of what won us the game and stopped yous even getting in any sort of rhythm to try and get going, you know. And I think even though it was an own goal, I think had that not went in, I do think we would have scored in anyways. But once we went 1-0 up, I think we felt confident enough to just defend that 1-0 and see it out. We didn't really need to push and get caught on the break, for example. Mm-hmm. So out of the moon, obviously. I'm originally from Washington, so I've grew up as half and half. All my mates is half and half. So good, fantastic. It was brilliant day, brilliant game. Out of the moon, obviously.
A lot of fans, even Sunderland fans, are saying, and Newcastle fans are saying that it was, entertainment-wise, it wasn't the best games of football. Did you find that being there live, or, it was fast and frantic, but not much happening?
I mean, when you're there, you're kind of caught up in the game in any ways, like the nerves is going and you're not really following the player as such. You're just watching it happen, if that makes sense. But I didn't once feel that we were under pressure or did I ever feel that we were going to concede. Our defence is fantastic. Like they're solid. And to come up against the players that have come up this season, we've nearly played everybody once now, pretty much. other than that first half an hour against Man United, obviously City the other week, but other than that, I've never seen our defence properly troubled, or rattled, or lost the nerve, or they're just solid. The fullbacks love going forward. They're good on the ball. I said on the chat when you were on last week, I think the game will be kind of won or lost down the wing. And I think that's pretty much what happened, you know. We can get crosses in the box. We've got some people who can knock a lovely ball in the box. And I think that's probably what happened with the goal. It's been that long since Voldemort seen a good cross. He just finished it. But we kind of, you know, we pegged your wingers back. I think your strongest attributes is down the wings as well. Obviously, he's got a good midfield, but I think you've heard people going down the wings, and they're just non-existent. The threat down the wings yesterday from Newcastle.
Yeah.
Where did you watch the game, Bazza, again? Do we?
I watched it at home. Kids' involvement and stuff like that as well, so I had to be at home. Yeah, I mean, I was just sinking into my couch the longer the game went on, because it was just, I could tell it wasn't going to go our way. I do disagree, though. If we hadn't scored for you, I don't think you would have scored. There was not enough quality in that game on either side to threaten. You had one shot on target in 90 minutes. We had 2 shots on target in 90 minutes. That was a poor advert for Premier League football, but it was a great advert for a derby, because you could tell there was one team who wanted it more. And that was the frustrating thing about it. And what Bruno come out and said, or his dad came out and said, you know, how disappointed they are. And now they're looking to March to get revenge. He's the only person to come out and say that as well. So thank God someone said it. But I just thought you guys really did want it more. And it all showed in that tackle right at the end of the game, when we thought, well, we're going to go down the line, and you smashed them into the sidings. And I just went, that's why we've lost today. Yeah. That tackle there summed up the whole game for me. And again, you were quite lucky in a way. Could have been down to 10 men, 2 yellow cards, and a stupid yellow card for the first one. Why was he simulating to the referee? You should never do that. And I say this all the time. The referees don't punish that enough as well, because there's other teams who get away with it. But after he did that, you can't put that tackle in on Miley like you did, and he's lucky to get away with that.
I've watched that a few times, Baz, and it looked nasty.
Yeah,
but
no malice. But it was just late, wasn't it?
His heel was actually on the floor before his studs connected with the ankle.
Yeah.
So he'd put his leg out for the ball, and
it was just a fraction late, wasn't he?
Misplaced leg.
Yeah. But I mean, our best chance, like you said, was from our wings. And if Voldemort had his head up a lot faster and got that ball to Gordon on the other side, because he was completely free, it could have been a whole different ball game if that had gone in. But it didn't.
As a space.
He was, and that was the only time we cut you open, and that was it. Through the whole rest of the 90 minutes, we were poor, but you guys made us poor. Because, like you said, our wingers never got out; they had to sit back. Voltemeda was left, isolated on his own. He couldn't keep a hold of the ball at all when it got anywhere near him. You were just on him, and the aggressiveness in the way you played, you deserved the 3 points because of that.
Yeah, I think our physicality has been probably teams that are coming up against us. They probably get a bit of a shock at how physical and strong our players are.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the complete opposite of what we were like as a team last season. Yeah. We had a lot of young lads. Some of them can, you like to see your rigs and stuff like that. And fair play to the club, they've recognised what they'll need in this league, and they've went out, and no sentiment shown to the players who got them up, which, you
have to be like that as a club, don't you? You have to.
Yeah, ruthless. And that's kind of something I was going to ask you about. Maybe is how having maybe sentiment with players and playing a bit one-dimensional, like you kind of, I don't think it matters who Newcastle are playing. Even though I don't watch every single one of your games like you will, I could pretty much see exactly how you are going to play, who's going to play pretty much. It just doesn't seem to change, or he doesn't really seem to play a certain way or a team depending on the opposition, if that makes sense. I kind of think that,
like horses for courses, you're sort of talking about, aren't you? Like,
it's just
but
the
again,
same.
he played the same formation yesterday, but he played it in a different way because he wanted us to sit back and hit you on the counter attack. If we play our formation at home, it's completely different. It's in the intensity of the game, which was missing for us yesterday. And the sentiment side of things, you can probably see that from Howe, but it's not Howe's job to be cutting players in and out of the team. That's the hierarchy. They've got to say, right, we need to move X, Y, and Z on. They're now coming to the sell-by date. This is how much money we can get for them, and it's a great bit of business. And these are the new crop that we want to bring in. And Eddie Howe sort of sometimes gets the final say on it, but the hierarchy, you've got to say, right, this is what we're doing.
Pixel Rich says, what a great review from Bazza, by the way.
But 5 windows, so 2.5 seasons, we didn't sign a single player.
Yeah,
and it's starting to show.
Aye, you had a disruptive summer, didn't you? At the end of the day,
horrible.
Not having the like your directors of football or the people whose job it is to kind of go out and sign them people. You suffered because of that, and signing people like Alanga and to be honest, I knew he was shite before he even signed for years. Yeah, he had one good season in loads. He had his chance at Man United. He went to Forest. He had a decent season, and I didn't think he was better than what you had. I was out of the moon.
Yeah.
I was out of the moon. Murphy didn't play yesterday, and
that frustrated me because I would have played Murphy yesterday.
Yeah,
100%.
You have struggled in the transfer market. I just think we've built in a few months. We've built a team better than what years have managed to do in the last 5 years.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
That's the truth. Now we can see the proof there.
You've got to win. No, you have to win a cup and you have to get yourself in the Champions League to be able to do that, mate. And then you can see it.
Just finishing top 4 all day this season.
Top five.
Welcome,
Champions League.
Welcome, Gaza. How you doing? I'm just rearranging the cameras as well because when people join in after we've set up, it sort of mucks around with the layout and stuff. You're on mute, by the way, Gaz. I don't know if you know you're on mute.
There we go.
There we go.
Use another mute button, you lads.
How we all doing? All right.
Well, given our point of view, what did you reckon of the game, mate?
Not the derby, what we expected, I would probably say. I think we both just sat off, just trying to play a little game of chess. As we said last time, we've gone either one way or the other. We didn't really see the spark, like the light the pitch up until like the last 5 minutes of the game. But look, a win's a win against your arch rivals and stuff like that. But for me personally, I think Newcastle was still asleep. They didn't turn up. They didn't want it as much as I think Sunderland wanted it. And I think when you've got one forward up front, not getting any service at all, I think you're just looking for trouble. I think years come here, you're looking for a point, a 0-0 draw or something like that. I don't know what your game plan was because I couldn't even fathom it out myself. But I think all credit to Sunderland. I think we stopped a lot of their preparations when they were trying to go forward. They didn't know what else to do. The heads sort of start going. They just start passing back a lot. I found that quite a bit, which I never really see this season with Newcastle. And probably, I think Newcastle will probably turn around and say, we're tired off Wednesday with this, that, and the other. But I didn't see any, tired legs out there until, the last 10 minutes again. I just think the setup was completely off the mark. And it's probably not like this, but I think Eddie Howe should be answered and questioned about that because it's his team, it's his strategy, and he always seems to get this sort of cold shoulder in terms of, they're not backing him doing this, and Eddie Howe, he's getting thrown under a bus. And I'm sorry, but he's the manager of that team, and he's the one who wants him to go and play that style. He needs to take, he needs to be accounted for, and you can't just put that onto the players because that team yesterday and that performance. If I was a Newcastle fan, my head would turn to that manager and say, "What were you playing at?"
Really? That's
I do agree with what you say, but I also do feel that there's been a massive overreaction from our fans, and we get it all the time online. And it's really frustrating. We're talking about a manager who's won a trophy for the first time for this club for 70 years. He's got in the Champions League twice. He's got us to 2 finals. We're in another quarter-final on Wednesday night. You name me a manager in the last 70 years who's done that for either club.
I
Do you know what I
personally
mean?
get that. No, I get that, right? But this is like, you know, in this day and age, you've got to be keep on striding forward. And when you got
You
into
do.
when you got into a derby game, that should be classed as a cup final. That should be
Yeah.
your Champions League spot from that game. Do you know what I mean? That's the intensity that you need to be gone, as we will be when we come to St James's.
Yeah.
And that's how we'll set up. But for me personally, when I say that set up, I think a lot of your fans should be absolutely angry for the reason that they just didn't want it.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you in that sense, but I just think there's a massive overreaction to this how out stuff. I don't get it.
No, I didn't think that.
But
you know what I mean?
that's what our fans are doing right now, though. I don't know if you see much on Twitter, but it's a cesspit when it comes to when Newcastle lose. Newcastle.
I didn't think you would have crossed that line. Like, I didn't think you would have crossed that line. I mean, just in terms of that one particular game.
Yeah, I agree.
He seems to be
100%.
sort of like hiding out the way. Do you know what I mean? Where the commentaries, do you know, like Carrigan that coming out and saying, do you know, he's not getting the back and he's not getting this. I'm sorry, but he's got everything. He's had everything that he wanted. To an extent.
To an extent, right? So that I've just mentioned before he came on, 5 to 6 windows, we didn't sign a single player. Right, that's terrible.
But
leading up to this summer, they've down to PSR.
PSR,
and it
exactly.
was down to Amanda Staveley signing Isaac and all those players, and then having to rummage on the last day of the PSR window to sell Minter and Anderson, which then still put us in a PSR problem. This summer was the first time we were free of PSR in a way. You know, we had a bit of leg room, and look how that window turned out. It was absolutely terrible. We had players turning us down left, right, and centre. We only signed Alanga, who had a bit of a pre-season. Everybody else came within the last 2 days of the window. So that means they had no pre-season. And I get Eddie Howe's frustration because what he said at the start of, before the window opened, said, I want my players in early so I can get them up to speed to how I want them to play. And now he's trying to do it with very little time on the training ground because we are playing 3 games a week, every week. We don't have that break in between. So he's struggling to get them to mold because they're trying to do it while playing high-class games. And you are right. He got the tactics completely wrong yesterday. He should have started Murphy. He shouldn't have started Alanga. I agree. He should have started Gordon. The midfield three look off it in the last couple of games. Joe Linton sitting on the bench, and I'm thinking, this is the right man for a derby game. Tonali looks like he's had flu, and he's struggling big time. He couldn't finish the game and doesn't look like himself. You know, we've got Craig Hope, no hope, as I call him, coming out 5 days before a derby saying Tino's head might be turned and he's off to City. It's like, what the fuck are you playing at, man? We're trying to set up for a derby. So there's a lot that go against Eddie Howe in the press, and you can understand why he doesn't come out and say what everyone would like him to in the press. But I can guarantee you, behind closed doors, he's ripped through every single one of those players. And we'll see a reaction on Wednesday. And you are completely right. He needs to answer to the fans, really, that what the hell were you playing at with that selection, the tactics? We shouldn't have sat back. We were far too far off Voltameda, which scrapped our whole idea of hitting you on the counter-attack, which we did once, which we probably should have scored from. And that was it for 90 minutes. It was poor. It was piss poor.
You literally had 10 outfield players in your own half for the majority of that game. Like, I was sitting in a pub down here in Barnsley with my mate and that, and I'm like, are these... Like, I was actually nervous because I was thinking, what, something's coming here, like, something's going to come.
Yeah.
But nothing ever materialised. Like, literally, it was just like 10 players in front of Ramsdale, and it was like, just try and wear us out. But I think what you forget is, every game that we've had this season, you know, the energy up until the 98th minute of every single game, we're still running. We're like Duracell. Yeah. That's how we've been winning all these games at the back end of the match, because the teams are worn out. But yet, Sadiqi's still gone. Shaki's still pinning the...
He's the centre midfielder, isn't he, Sadiqi?
Yeah.
He was like fantastic yesterday.
Yeah.
Big shout out
just
to
non-stop.
Malta, who's just joined us. Well, he's been in for
Mola.
5 minutes. He's our
How you doing,
live
guys? All right.
live reporter. He keeps doing his live links from the stadium and giving us the atmosphere. How you doing, mate? What was your take of it?
Oh, I tell you what, it was just absolutely fantastic. You know,
No, it wasn't.
it was. Do you know what it was? It is, but I think I'm a few years older than you, right? So I remember all those rubbish derbies. I remember losing at the Chit Tip, at Roker Park, at Stadium of Light, right? So, you know, it's 14 years and I'm just lapping it up. 10 league games, unbeaten against the Geordies. I think internet might be down in Tyneside. I think people's phones have been lost at the match, right? You know, not a pip. Only one guy, Carl Paulson, who I know, he's a mag and I grew up with him and he's a top lad and he supported you when you were rubbish and he still supports you now. And he still did a post on Facebook like he does. And he's the only one who's been like, yeah, you know what? They didn't deserve anything. They didn't. You know what I was so shocked about? Like a couple of weeks ago on Match of the Day, Shearer said Newcastle have got the best midfield in the Premier League, right? And I almost spit my orange juice out when he said that, right? Because they haven't got the best, because you don't have Declan Rice for a start, right? I'm sure, you know, I think only Tonali would get into the Man City or Arsenal midfields.
Whoa! Considering Man City have wanted to sign Bruno for the last 2 years, that's a bit of a statement.
But, well, you know what it is? Man City sign players, not necessarily as a first team, but as a squad player. It's a squad game. Anyway, your midfield didn't turn up. Your players didn't turn up. You know, the only player of yours who turned up and gave 110% from when he landed at St James's, from when he left St James's till he got home in an ambulance yesterday was Dan Burn. Right? You know, the rest of the players are so disconnected from what it meant to be a derby. Luke O'Nien gave the Sunderland team talk yesterday, not Granit Xhaka. Luke O'Nien gave the Sunderland team talk, right? Now, what Newcastle should have done is, because, I mean, we're no different. We signed an entire new team, right? We've got 9 foreign players. Actually, we had 10 foreign players.
All your players were foreign on the pitch, weren't they? Apart from Dan Ballard, yeah.
Well, Dan Ballard, who's Northern Irish, right?
Ah, so, there you go, he's foreign.
Wait,
British, right?
Foreign Stevenage.
But last I checked, he's British, right? So we had one British player who's been at the club for a while. And when we signed him from Arsenal, my Arsenal supporting mate said, he's got some player there. The only reason we've let him go is because he doesn't want to play unders football and he doesn't want to wait 3-4 seasons before he gets into the first team. Dan Ballard, King of the North, man of the match, putting a great performance. And derby is not about the performance and the fancy passes and the flicks and this and that and the other. The record books, all they'll remember is the scoreline, the result. And we wanted it more because I think the Newcastle players...
And the goal scorer.
Absolutely.
And the goal scorer. Yeah. King St. Nick, I think, you know, people have already been photoshopping him into a Sunderland top and that, and with a FTM flag and all sorts. But yeah, I was so... I mean, I don't watch Newcastle games, right? And I was just... I wasn't... before the game, I said I was confident of a win. At home, we can beat anybody, we can match it with anybody, and we'll match it with yous and we'll beat yous. And it was a fair... It was, you know what it is? The result was the result, and I've not really watched much of the after-match analysis, but I think it might have been on Radio Newcastle. Ando said that if they played for another 3 hours, they wouldn't have scored a goal.
I agree.
Newcastle.
I don't think you would have scored a goal either for the next 3 hours either, to be honest with you.
Well, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we won, you know, and I think Regis Lebris, obviously in his press conference, he said, we're just treating it like another game. We're just treating it like another game. But behind the scenes, he obviously wasn't treating it like another game. I think at the Stadium of Light, every game is treated like a cup final. Kev, you've been to some games this season, right?
Yeah.
The atmosphere is like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely. It is completely different to last season as well. So obviously, I went to games last season, and I said before the season started how important the crowd would be this season. You know, it had to be electric, and there have been, and the fans are playing their part in the results that we're getting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, it's like there's none of this early leavers anymore. I sit in U31. Not one person gets up now. Not one person gets up, right? You look around the stadium, no one's getting up because we are the till the end team. You know, everybody wants to sing Wise Men Say after the full-time whistle. We've done exactly what every promoted team needs to do and should do, is turn the Stadium of Light into a fortress. Actually, and I think people have got very short memories. Last season, we turned into a fortress until Regis Lebris. We'd qualified for the playoffs. Then he did a course correct, and he did a pre-season in those 5 games, those last 5 games, and he wasn't bothered about the results because it was all about fitness. Then what happened? Our players, the bloody turned up for the playoffs. Yeah. Turned up for the playoffs, were course corrected, and even we were 1-0 down, and then we almost went 2-0 down, and then changed it on the pitch, changed the tempo. He brought on Tommy Watson, and you know that Coventry game, right? I think now we've got 26 points. I think we will make 40 points. We will stay up this season, and hopefully we can go on and we can build and, you know, maintain Premier League status. In 5 years' time, CABBIE will be coming back on this show, and we will say that Dan Ballard goal changed the history of Sunderland Football Club.
It was a big goal as well. You know, a lot of fans have been saying, even Newcastle fans, that they just didn't turn up. I mean, Baz, do you ever want to question them or why you think they didn't turn up, or they had 3 eyes on the Champions League? I mean, I was listening to Talk Sport today with Simon Jordan and stuff, and you know, a lot of people were phoning in saying that there was only one team out on that pitch at the Stadium of Light that treated that like a derby and was up for it, and that was Sunderland and not Newcastle. But the question is why? Why do you think that was, Baz?
I just think you wanted it more. I just don't know. I think we were a bit shocked. Maybe wasn't expecting such a physical game potentially. The only people who can answer that question are the players themselves, really, to be honest with you. We could all sit here and say, oh, it could be this, it could be that, but what I saw was not what I expected to see. You know, I expected us to be going toe-to-toe with yous, and it just never happened. I honestly thought, in a way, the quality, no disrespect to you guys, but when you've got Tonali, Bruno, and you've got Lewis Hall and Tino joining in, I think they expected the quality to eventually take over the game, and it never did. And I think they were shocked, and I think they were like, "Shit, we're losing every second. We lost every second ball, every first ball, every third ball, you know." And it's credit to you guys because you made us play that way. You made us shell shocked. You put the shits up, and they just didn't have an answer for it. And I think sometimes you do have to praise the opposition rather than looking at yourselves. But because we were so bad, they do need to have an inquest indoors. I don't want to hear it. I want it done behind the scenes, like Eddie Howe does it, because there's nothing ever good comes from the press when things get leaked. So just do it behind closed doors, get everything said out that needs to be said, and let's just move on to Wednesday night. Because Wednesday night's a big game.
I was watching a bit of the Turn Review, the other channel, the closing stages and stuff later on. I was watching back on it, and literally it was just a flood of Eddie out. I've had enough.
That's ridiculous.
It was just a
crazy.
It doesn't surprise me. I used to go on that channel a long time ago, and I don't really want to talk about them that much. But that does not surprise me from them at all.
Yeah, no.
And
I'd say, Bazza, 100% agree with you. So it is. He's your most successful manager for 70 years, right?
Really?
he's got a free pass. You
No,
know
it's
what
not
it is?
that he's got a free
Unless he
pass.
gets you relegated.
Yeah.
No, unless he
that's
gets you
okay.
relegated,
Yeah.
he has got a free pass. You know,
Yeah.
we always talk about we want English managers to do well. You know,
Yeah.
we've got Tuchel as the manager of England. No offense, Tuchel's a great manager, but he's a German. You know, right? How else will young English coaches and managers, if they don't see Eddie Howe, is he the only English manager in the Premier League?
Yes.
That's mad when you think of it, like, isn't it?
Yes.
If he's the only English manager in the Premier
Scott
League,
Parker.
Oh yeah.
Scott Parker.
Okay, good
Where's
shout.
he at?
Forgot about him. Burnley.
Where's he at?
Burnley.
Burnley. So Scott Parker, he's getting his one season in the Premier League, then he'll be back down to the Championship with Burnley.
Yeah.
But then, so that's only 2 of 20 clubs, right? Got English managers.
Yeah.
At least your owners, Burnley's owner, have put a bit of faith in the English coaching system, English managers, you know, and sort of will get on my soapbox, you know, because I grew up, we didn't know what a foreign manager was. Foreign manager first was Scottish.
Well, there's another one, isn't there? There's David Moyes, who's Scottish, who's in the league as well.
But David Moyes is Scottish. But
yeah, exactly.
So that's the extent, right? So Newcastle fans really, any Newcastle fan who's thinking that how out, they want to give the head a shake. Right?
Honestly, the
he's
amount
won your
of seen on
trophy last
Twitter.
season, right? You know, and he's got a free pass. He's, you know, who's the statue? They got the Shearer statue outside the stadium.
Yeah. Oh, Eddie Howe will get a statue eventually.
They want to get rid of that Shearer statue because he didn't win us anything, did he?
He didn't.
We've got a statue to Stoke, right? Who won us our last major trophy, right? You know, you fans, you know, your channel, other 2 channels, you should be getting together. Let's get a statue, because not even of Bobby Robson, you know, you should get a statue of what do you call it, Eddie Howe. You know, he's won you a trophy.
Oh, you will get one.
I'd love to see something. Have a statue of Porterfield, Rach Carter, you know, our legends. Gary Rowell, yeah, but again, I mean,
Peter Reid.
Gary Rowell, right?
Big Davy outside.
Yeah,
with a big button that you press, and when you press it goes, let's get carried away, man.
Actually, you know what we need? We actually need Davy booths, right? So you can just go, you can press it, right? It'll take a picture of you, and then it'll do a video of you, but you'll be saying, let's get carried away, man. But it won't be you, it'll actually be Davy's voice.
Class.
Baza, can I ask as well? Do you know, like yesterday, right, when I seen the challenge where Mukulele and Bernard, I don't know if he's already spoke about this challenge, right? When I looked at it, right, I was like, it's 50-50. But people in the pub were like, oh, it should be a red, this, that, and the other. And even at the yellow, I was like, they both hit the ground at the same time. Mukulele's momentum took him obviously a bit further into him. But I didn't see anything at all. Even like Neville was like, oh, this could go to VAR. And I'm like, why? He's got to go for it. Do you know what I mean? But what was your instance?
So for me, because he didn't get near the ball, it's a yellow. I thought he was too late. But again, it's very hard to stop your momentum on the pitch because it was wet. And I just thought the way he took these legs in, I don't know whether he was trying to get out of the way and make himself smaller, but it made it worse because he clattered both his kneecaps into his ribs, didn't he? But just because he was late, and you see it a lot, and you could see it if he was on his feet and he was half a second late and went into someone's ankle, you'll all be saying yellow card, red card, potentially. So just because he's on the ground, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. He was half a second to a second late. So for me, it's a free kick and a yellow card. No more than that. No more than a yellow card, though.
No. Kev, did you agree what Baz was saying before? The fact, like, if it wasn't for that Baltimore goal, Sunderland didn't look like scoring either. And do you agree as well, thinking, like, you know, Newcastle looked a bit shell-shocked?
No, I think it changed the way we would have played had it been 0-0. So I think we would have pressed more I think we would have got a goal in the end. The
do you
substitutions,
think
for example, would have
played
been
into our
different.
hands, though. If you pressed higher and looked for the goal, you would have left more space behind.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
it could have been a different game, couldn't it?
Yeah, but it because of that goal, we played to we didn't take any risks, shall we say? We didn't need to take any risks. So, but the substitutions would have been different. You know, goals change games, as we know. Changes the course of the game, how the teams are playing. You would have expected Newcastle to come on, you know, like he's had a full 45 minutes there. You would have, you know, you may as well get beat 3-0 than 1-0 and go for it. So
no, not a derby.
Yeah. But I think both of our teams are good on the break. So it was kind of going to be like that in any ways. So the goal definitely changed how we finished the game, I would say.
Definitely. And, you know, like what we've done, what we can do is we can hold it out at home. You know, in the last 10, 15 minutes, I didn't see anywhere apart from a penalty from where Newcastle were going to get a goal. You know,
I agree.
You made your like triple subs, right? What did Regis the Breach sixes, right? Well, you know, I'll bring on another defender, you know, check, right? But I didn't see you scoring in the last 15 minutes unless he's got a penalty. And then when you took Voldemort off, I was thinking, you know, he's sort of given up here because who did he bring it on for?
Wisser, yeah. So I would have liked to have seen Voldemort and Wisser as a.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought he'd go to 2 up top.
Yeah.
Right. I thought, right, if he's going to do anything, he's going to bring Wisser on with Voldemort because that would have given us a bit more
to think about
defending to do. But you know the thing I was surprised about, right? Which Newcastle game did I watch? I watched Newcastle versus Liverpool, right? And I watched Newcastle versus Arsenal. They're the 2 games I've watched. And Newcastle didn't do what they normally do, is come out with that high press.
Yeah.
And I don't know again if the just the
again different because the home we both at home against Arsenal. So
Argos.
You'd see
but
a
I've seen
difference
you away from home as well.
Yeah, we've got a shocking away record though.
No, last season I watched a couple of games. Actually, was it not Arsenal away in the cup semi?
Yes, we were brilliant that day.
And I just said that, you know, how are these teams not triggered onto the fact that you've got to bloody defend against these characters in the first half, and from the first minute they're chucking Isaac up front, right, and they're just throwing him up front, and he's just going to keep bullying you, and the rest of the players are just going to keep bullying you.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. We didn't set up like that at all. That's the thing. And if you look at our away record this season, it's probably the worst in the league. It's that bad.
Wolves haven't won away.
Oh yeah, we beat Everton. So our second worst away record in the Premier League.
You know what it is? Your home record will keep you up. That's what you've got to think about. Home record
we're only 4 points off 5th. I'm still not giving up. 6 points off 5th. Sorry, I'm not giving up on 5th spot yet.
Bazza, I would say as well, like I seen a few things online after the game, and I think your fans were appalling, if I'm being honest. Like I seen a few things where they're smashing
your home record
tables
up,
up, fighting
I saw that video. Where was that? We're only 4 points off 5th. Right. I'm still that was ridiculous. 6 points off 5th.
It was all Newcastle
I'm
fans.
not giving up on 5th.
Somebody told me
Bazza,
stables down the road
as well, like I seen a few things online after the game, and I think your fans I just
we had to go there, didn't we? We had to go there, right? So I'm guessing you celebrated by shagging a seagull then.
Yeah, that's right.
That also was a mag. Obviously,
it wasn't a mag. It was not a mag. It's already been proven. It's already been proven.
He's the Sunderland mascot.
You better
be careful. You'll be after him.
So, lads, where do we go from here? Anyway, where do we go? Like I think we've conquered, right? I think we've got the biggest result that we've obviously been praying for when we got to the Premier League. And in terms of where we're sitting now, is that job done? Do you know? Keeping the Premier League.
Can I
Daz,
bring up
I
one
know
thing
what.
before you start
We're gonna-
talking about that? Can we talk about the photograph?
That was
know
shit
what?
house level 99. That's what it
How
was.
long have you been planning that photograph, though?
Oh,
But
That
Probably since
photograph
the
was done.
third round
Like,
of the FA
you know
Cup
what-
in 2024.
do you know what though? Like, do you know karma, right? Karma doesn't
Oh,
go
I love
away.
it.
Karma
doesn't?
actually builds and it builds and builds, right? And I didn't even twig on to such a like when Ballard come out because he was trying to like sort of shy away from it, but you could hear like in his voice why he wanted that, and it was him who wanted it more than anybody. Him in 09 and stuff like that, right? But that there has been in the making since they've done that, right? And I think that there probably pushes on a lot more into that game as well because that's what they wanted. That was their goal, was to get that photo at the end of that game. So for me, it's come and
from us
bit you back in
doing
the
it,
ass.
from us doing a sporadic photograph, completely not planned. Yous have been planning that for 2 years, but yet been giving us so much shit online for about taking photographs after.
Yeah, but you know what it is? John Anderson said he hated
I
that
love-
photo because he said
That's
football's got a way
yeah.
of coming around, biting
course.
you in the butt.
It
Yeah,
does.
I agree.
Right?
I
Mhm.
agree.
I think you'll stop doing that
No,
photo now.
no,
You won't.
no.
Is that like a condition of Saudi Arabia or something? It has to be
No,
done.
no,
Send
it's
the king
in
and that.
it's an Eddie Howe thing. Eddie Howe used to do it at Bournemouth, but you never heard about it.
But that was a little Mickey Mouse club. That's why no one's ever heard of it.
Wow, how long have Bournemouth been in the Premier League?
Longer
Don't
than we
know.
have.
Exactly.
Longer than we have now, but over the
but-
years.
Yes, but over the, I mean, what Eddie Howe did at Bournemouth was superb. And he used to take you this. The whole idea of the photographs is to put them around the training ground. So when you walk out as a player and you see the beating Man United, beating Chelsea, beating Liverpool in the cup, it builds your spirit up a little bit. It makes you walk a little bit taller. It's a psychological thing. And that's the reason why he does it. But it was never meant to get out into the public until someone released one of the photographs. And because it went
Your
so
own club, it's on
viral.
your own club's
Well,
Twitter.
exactly. Yeah. It was, he didn't want that to happen, but someone did it. And because it went viral, it was like, oh, we'll just keep doing it then. And obviously we enjoy it.
So
It's
that photograph
Mhm.
that you took, basically, that was the team talk. I'm sure
was the
Luke
nail in
O'Neill
the
just
coffin,
held that
yeah.
up. He says, you know what, lads, fuck the mags, and I want a Sunderland one full time. That's it.
love
I
it.
think
All he would have had to do.
someone sent it to Eddie Howe as well, so you can put that up around your training ground,
With the-
just to
Yeah,
remind
that's
you
it.
to put the salt in
Get
the
that up.
wounds and that.
I love the shithousery. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what Newcastle do with the scoreboard when we come up to St James's Park.
We don't really have one. We've got a TV in the
corner, haven't you?
corner, but it just has like the scoreline like it does on Sky. There's no real scoreboard, to be fair. And then the scorelines in the corners just says 1-0 or 2-0, doesn't say who to. So we can't get you back with that one, I'm afraid. That was brilliant as well, by the way. I thought that was very, very, very
And
clever.
can you do us a favour? You know where you've got Sunderland 1, the visitors nil with the badge. Can you just change that to the visitors, please? And your time at the top.
Oh, for God's sake.
Love it.
So I've spoken to a few people today. Graham Folk from What the Folk podcast.
1-1. Man United, Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
Is that to stop Bournemouth from going above you?
I just don't want Man United to win.
All right, okay.
I've got
Yeah,
a personal bet
like
with a lad at
At
work.
least we've got something in common there, Butter.
Like
Yeah.
most football fans. Yeah.
Exactly. Luke Shaw's had him
Right.
there.
So anyway, I spoke to Graham Folk from What the Folk podcast and our legendary captain Kevin Ball today. Both absolutely over the moon, and it's just a Granite Jack I love him.
He's been brilliant, to be fair.
It's a Granite Jack I love him. People are talking about him the sign of the summer. He's going to be the signing of the decade for us, and then I think he will actually become pivotal if he one day does his, coaching badges, becomes our assistant manager, becomes our manager. Because Ball's been our, manager. He stepped in a couple of times as a caretaker and that. Kevin Ball is like everything that epitomizes Sunderland. Xhaka could get there, but until he does that, then he'll be in that conversation of legendary captain. But for this season, for what he's done, He is. He's our sign of the season.
Aye.
And I'd argue signs of the decade as well.
Did you see what he did with the? I think it was like just a minute left to play, and we were waiting to get our goal kick, and I can't remember what it was, but he walked up to where Roos put the ball down, and he walked up and casually just kicked it a bit further.
Oh, that was great.
Granite Xhaka he went off his head. Granite Xhaka did. He went off his head at the players as if to say, "Hey, stop this like crapping about. Get it sorted now and get the ball up this field." Did you? I don't know if you noticed him doing.
He won it.
Was it Siddiqui? He's done that twice.
yeah.
He's done that twice in the match.
So, I'll
But
tell
I
you
think-
what I thought about when I seen that, and I don't know if you can confirm or what, but if Siddiqui had got booked, would him being away at AFCON counted for his one game
think so.
suspension?
I think they do. Yeah. No, I'm sure
Yeah.
they do. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
So when I seen it, I at first I thought, well, that's he's gonna get booked for time waste, and then I thought, hold on, is he trying to get booked here?
I thought he
No,
was.
no.
That's exactly what I thought he was trying to do. Kev.
Aye.
I put a bet on what all the players who's gone AFCON to all get booked yesterday. I thought, well, they're all going to go in, going for it, and I thought, where's all these bookings?
Kevin
I
Lake-
think Mughali was maybe trying to get from Abuka and that. You know,
Aye.
he
was a
wanted to
few
take
at
some
the
of
end,
Dan
wasn't there?
Burn's blood home.
Man, I tell you what, I think what you just said, Zach, Cabby, with Xhaka, with Siddiqui, Alderete in the first half, a couple of times when he was piss farting about with it outside of his own box, I thought, oh my God, what you doing? Because I think twice he got caught with it, and I think that's what will have been going through Xhaka's mind, thinking, right, just get it up there, get it in the corner, because there was a couple of times Xhaka just kicked it out into the corner, like the last 5 minutes, just to see it get down there, keep it down there. But some of them were just still trying to play about, and I'm thinking,
Oh
Dennis,
yeah.
please don't do this. Like, I'm sweating it to start with. Like, I know they weren't coming in anyway, but there's that little bit of hope for the Mags that they might think, shit, we're in a game, mate. We're supposed to be playing. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes that's what catches you out. So
Kevin Lakey on the chat, he's a Newcastle fan. He says both teams were SHIT. Do you lot agree with that? Do you think were both teams really that bad, or was it just?
Newcastle were, and all we did, for us, it was just a grit and determination performance. That's all it was. It was the result. The results all that counted for Sunderland. Do not get beat at home by this lot. Full stop. If you do, I'm sure the last would have said, you're not coming home if you get beat today. Like, that's all it was with Sunderland. It wasn't about quality. It wasn't about anything else. Do not lose. And Regis Lebris, he's already said he sets out every game to win. He does not set out to score. And that was like growing up, watching Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, and then afterwards it was like sort of Chelsea and that came into it. But those were the three teams, home or away, went out to win every game.
I think
They never ever went out for a draw.
Well,
So
I think yesterday though we just went out to frustrate them. I didn't even think we didn't really go for the kill. We didn't say that. Like I say, I think Bazza, I sort of agree with you. I didn't think anyone would have scored.
I'll translate what he's just said there. He said, yes, we were shit.
Yeah.
All that waffling for, yes, we were shit, but we battled harder.
We won. That was it.
You did. But you were shit and we were shit. It was a...
I agree with you, Bazza. I couldn't see us scoring. I couldn't see Newcastle scoring. I came with a free goal. Anyhow, tried to play that up in his interview. Like, it was one of them and blah, blah, blah. The game itself, I think it was just we went out to frustrate yourselves. You didn't know what to do with that. We didn't know what to do with it at times, if I'm being absolutely honest. We sort of just found ourselves in these sort of areas. But you defended it really, really well. I'll give you that as in credit in terms of that, because I think Traore, I think he absolutely had an amazing game. I think everything came down that
one pass that he put in the first half. My God, that was probably the best quality of the game. That
was,
that cross, and no one saw it coming though. None of your players thought he had that in him because you were all 4 yards behind it, which was a shame for you because that would have been a great goal if he got at the end of it.
And I think after that, I think the only other ball I would say in the entire game that came through was Xhaka's onto Ballard, and Ballard
Yeah.
Do you know, if he waited one more second, he probably would have got that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he went that tiny little bit early, and obviously at the top of his head. But I couldn't really see anything materialising in the full game.
But what you did really well was, which is what I said last night, is you kept putting the ball in the box.
Mm-hmm.
You kept doing it and kept doing it, and that's why you got your reward with the free goal. Maybe eventually you might have gotten on the end of another one had you had to keep pushing, because you just kept swinging the ball in, you kept throwing it in, you kept getting corners and swinging it in dangerous areas, and that was the quality that beat us at the end of the day. It was because the cross was a very good cross, but when you look at the goal and look around the 6-yard box, there was only Voltemeda and Chow there.
And Chow had it covered. Chow was ready just to get rid of it. That's the funniest part of it all.
But there was a great cross, and there was no Sunderland player anywhere near it.
It was a great goal and all. Like, honestly, he was just so frustrated he wasn't getting any service in our box. He thought, you know what? I'll show you what I can take.
It was whipped in with pace, like, wasn't it? It was whipped in with such
I'd just
speed.
like to say, that was the best £86 million we never spent.
I have to ask you a question, because it's coming up quite a lot on X with me, and it's doing my head in. Sunderland spent better than Newcastle. I'm thinking, at the start of the season, when you look at the players you bought, and no disrespect, I didn't know any of them, apart from Xhaka.
We didn't.
Exactly. They weren't household names, were they? And then when you look at what Newcastle bought, and you know the players because they're proven Premier League or foreign quality in Voltemada, you're thinking, oh, they've had a decent window. But then you fast forward to right now, you've had an unbelievable window the way it's turned out, and ours has really struggled. But you would never have said that before the start of the season, would you?
No.
I think it's compliment to the scouting process that we've got, and the recruitment, and the work that must go in behind the scenes to find these players, and then to be able to sign them for the money that we're signing them for. You know, our 10, 20, 30 million pound players, which really, you know, looking now, they're like, for argument's sake, you've paid 55 for Elanga.
Yeah.
He's probably worth 10 in
reality.
He's playing, he plays in the Premier League, and you know, like them players now, because they are in the Premier League, and we will sell them. You know, it's we will sell them. It's what we do. The money we will make on them players will be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. They'll be like Brighton, what they do. I mean, you're going to have a lot of suitors for Siddiqui. I mean, Man United are already looking at him.
Well, they're calling him like a young Kante,
we'll keep Siddiqui, I think, for 2 more seasons, or maybe a season and a half, right? And we'll sell him for £100 million.
I think so too.
It's Ballard. You know what it is? I think it's Ballard who I think is going to start lifting heads.
Arsenal come 80 million for Ballard. He's away.
You think so?
He will. If Arsenal come in for 80 million for Ballard, Ballard will say, I want to go back to Arsenal.
Well, I think he'll have more suitors, mate. I think he'll have a lot more.
He will have more suitors. He will have more suitors. I think Arsenal have got more headroom in the PSR, or whatever the new thing is going to be called.
SCR,
right? Arsenal have got a bit more headroom. Liverpool have got no headroom. In fact, their head's gone after their rubbish bloody window, right?
They're still spending the Coutinho money. That's what they keep telling us.
I think going back to the Euro, Baz, of what you were saying, like with the recruitment, and obviously you know, some of them, what they're asking the questions in terms of your club and our club and who's had the best signings and stuff. I think, our recruitment's been amazing, but I think it goes a lot deeper than that. I think if you look at probably the network and the scouts that's probably Reggie's actually got in place, because we're picking players up in like Division 2 of the French league and stuff like that, gone to Belgium, and you know, like you say, these unknown resources. But even like our owner, the connections he's got is absolutely frightening. I mean, he's got
Louis Dreyfus turns up to your house.
He's got Osman Dembele sat with him.
Dembele's his best mate.
Do you know what I mean? Sat with him at the Stadium of Light, watching, you know, Everton at home and stuff like that, and just casually sat there with the feet up on the chairs, as if the two lads, Menby, Evan Badley style.
But Xhaka wanted to come to Sunderland because of Louis Dreyfus, didn't he?
Well, he actually phoned Jermaine Defoe. That was the first thing he did. And Jermaine Defoe says, "Go. You will love it. You'll love the stadium. You'll love the fans. You perform. The fans will love you." You know, the other pivotal signing, which actually for us I would say is even bigger than the Xhaka signing was actually Florent Gasolfi, because he has got such a network, and he's like, you know, a lot of these players have come in through his little black book. And then when Regis Labrie said about Bromby, he'd been a long-term target of Sunderland's, and he suddenly became available when we went in for Traore, right? So we signed him as well. So basically, they had two lists of if we go up and if we don't go up, and they were monitoring both those lists from the start of last season. And then Gasolfi, like our assistant manager, who has worked at Barcelona, and he was at Al Nassr with Cristiano Ronaldo. They actually offered him the manager's job, and he turned down the Saudi billions, to come to Sunderland to be assistant manager. So, and then, our data and analysis team, it's like all those people who were on the pitch, like the data analysis team is like, I know Brighton are famed, for their data, and then their Brighton owner, he's bought Hearts now, Jamestown Analytics, right? Because I work in IT, so data is the thing, and they've gone to that data-driven network. Is we're doing this because these are the players who, like, if you look at Brobby's form and season he had 2 seasons ago, he was the #1 Eredivisie, or however you pronounce it, player. And then he had all this thing with the gangsters. And so his last season was rubbish. And that's what they're doing. They're looking at players a little bit lost the way, a little bit looking for somewhere to call home. Regis Labrie will put his arm around him. I'll coach you. I'll look after you. And I'll get you back into... Because almost all the players we signed were internationals. We signed 3 or 4 captains and had played in the Champions League or Europa League. I mean, Ronaldo played 7 out of the last 8 seasons in the Champions League. And he dropped coming to the Champions League for Sunderland. And Jack Aftrop coming to the Champions League for Sunderland. It's like, I still don't believe it.
They'll be playing in the Champions League next season, so...
That's it, Kev. Defo, mate.
Do you reckon we'll get another season out of Granit Xhaka then? Do you think we'll get another season out of him? Do you think he'll still be next season?
He looks after himself. He looks after himself. And just going, kind of talking about sort of Sunderland eventually will sell the players that they've got and they'll be making big money. In the past, you would be worried about that, like thinking, oh, we're going to lose him, or... I'm not anymore, because I always feel there'll be another person coming through just as well, or another signing that'll do the same because of the confidence that we have in the recruitment. I'm not worried about who we sell. I don't think we'll ever sell more than 3 to 4 players in any sort of window, but I don't fear it, because I feel like we'll always replace them with something as exciting or more. That's how I feel.
Well, that's the only way you are going to progress as a football club and be in the Premier League, is that you have to sell. We found that out. We were always going to have to sell a star at one point if we wanted PSR to sort of disappear for a little while and to allow us to build again. So the Isak sale, as much as we didn't want it to happen, was kind of a thankful thing in a way, because now PSR, for the next 2 years at least, it's not going to be on our back. But then after 2 years, depending on how you spend the money, it's back on your back again. So then you have to sell another star. And this is where Chelsea, Man City are very, very good at what they do, and why their model is being tried to be copied by everyone, is they sell, without you even realizing it, 13 to 15 youth players, 10, 15 million pound a pop. There's 150 million pound in the bank every season.
Do you think you'll do any? Do you think you'll do any business in the January window, Bazza, or not?
I think we have to. We've got 2 centre-backs out now, which I didn't think was going to happen in Botman and Byrne. So we've only got Shaw and Chow. Even Lascelles is still injured. I don't know what's going on with him. We've only got one
injury, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've only got one recognised left back. So we need to strengthen there potentially. And then do we need a more quality centre midfielder that can actually unlock doors, like a Morgan Rogers, like a player like that?
Like a number 10.
Yeah. And Volta can be a number 10, but I don't. The one thing our club's missed for a few years, and I don't know if you guys will agree with this or not, but like when someone picks up the ball 30 yards out, no one can shoot. No one's got that little X factor about them. We don't have a Rob Air type hit, a Ben Arthur type hit, a Rob Lee type hit. You know, no one's shooting from 30 yards. Probably Murphy's the only one who's got a decent shot on him, but he's in and out of the team all the time. And you need that X factor in the Premier League. Villa only won yesterday because Morgan Rogers scored 2 brilliant goals. You know, and we don't have that. And we're missing that. We have to break teams down and score tap-ins in a way. But we don't have someone who'll just go, right, touch, hit it, and thunder blaster it in the top corner. There's just none of that in our side. And that's something we're missing.
Yeah, and I think like we spoke the other day, like your Gordons, the Alderdays just cut inside. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. And when the clubs are now picking up on this, and it's stopping them playing, and you know, getting any balls into the box and stuff like that. So I think you're right though. The number 10. Do you know what I mean? You're missing. You know, in some sense, you could have like a Quinn and Phillips type of setup at the top. Do you know what I mean? But it's just finding that right player. And again, I think the players that we've signed, we didn't know who they were. Do you know, we sort of like, we had to wait for the games to kick off to actually see what we actually had on our books, which is obviously unbelievable. But in terms of recruitment and all that sort of stuff, I think it is very, very tough now compared to what it used to be. Any sniff of any young South American coming through, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, all over them straight away.
Chelsea and Man City as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. If you want to go to the Premier League, everyone goes to Chelsea or Man City. No one's coming to Newcastle. No one's coming to Sunderland. No one's even really going to Liverpool or anyone like that when it's the youngsters. They're going to the areas where they've got grade A top facilities. And we don't have that at all. We're miles behind. Yeah. And that's an issue.
Why is that? Is it because I thought one of the projects that Newcastle would be doing, the first thing they'd be doing is fixing the rights that actually, wronged Yizzy. He chucked the kids team away, you got rid of that, right? You didn't have an academy. And I thought any sensible owner would think, yeah, we need to get a good academy, right?
It's not built overnight though. They've been building it and building it and building it, but we're not attracting the players that Chelsea or Man City can attract because our facilities are not up to their standard.
Why?
The facilities are good.
Grade A facilities.
This is one thing a lot of proper fans who know what they're talking about are very, very angry with. We're talking about having the same training ground. Yes, it's been modernized and it looks amazing, but the facilities aren't big enough to where we need to be. And there's no training ground sponsor. There's no training kit sponsor. All this money that other clubs are getting in.
How was that?
Because the people we've had who were meant to be great at their job haven't been. And this is where we've been left behind even further again. We could have been so much further forward if we had the right people doing the right deals.
So do you not think
hasn't happened?
Do you not think your owners have got any ambition? Do you not think?
Oh, definitely not.
Do you think they've got no patience? Do they just want what City's got at this minute in time, overnight and stuff like that? Because if you look at the both clubs at Sunderland and Newcastle, we sort of went through this stage where there was just the club was changing hands that quick because it wasn't moving as quick as they had thought that they could turn over, flip over, and make a few million out of it, right? But I think when I look at the Newcastle side of things, they're not here for the money; they're here for the status and the kind of garret. They've been close to it, and now it's sort of dwindling away. Maybe it's them who's putting the fear into like, is Howe the right man? Is these players that we're bringing in the right players and stuff like that? Do we need a different project to sort of look at? And who's to say they're not going to sell it tomorrow?
Trying to buy Barcelona for 10 billion, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I think the owners have took a step back straight away anyway. He likes going to the games. He likes that side of it, but he doesn't want to run the football club. He wants to leave that in the hands of people they've employed. And unfortunately, they've employed people who haven't done the job. Do you know the worst thing that ever happened to us was Dan Ashworth losing him? Because if you look at how Newcastle, he got pushed out. Well, he went on gardener leave because he sent an email to Man United saying, "I want to come to yous," and he sent it using the Newcastle account. The dickhead. Then he got caught out, didn't he?
Idiot.
Exactly. But losing him because if you looked at our business with Amanda and Ashworth in charge, our business was very, very good. And then when he left, it all stopped. And we didn't get the right people in place. We went through 5 windows without signing. We then signed Silverstone and all them lot. They ended up being frauds as well, not being good at the job that they said they were. And now we've got the new guy in who's done his 100-day review, and he's now the proof will be in the pudding in 2-3 years' time. Unfortunately,
Is that the guy who said it will be the best club in the world in 5 years' time?
Yeah, in 2030, 2030, he said we'll win the Premier League, and I mean, there's no harm in being ambitious.
No.
You've got to back it up.
Exactly, and the proof will be in the pudding in the January window, in this summer window, whether they're going to back Howe or not. And if you're not going to back Howe and you're going to get rid of him, you've got to get a statement manager in.
Who would you like? Who would you go for? Who would you go for, Baz? If they got shot, you woke up tomorrow, and Eddie Howe's on the way down the job centre.
Yeah,
It has to
you would love that, wouldn't you?
Bedwell.
It's a good question. I mean, who is the best manager in the world right now?
Reggie?
It's Pep Guardiola.
I mean, Pep would always be my number one. I've loved watching Pep football since Barcelona with Ronaldinho and all them lot, and watched them progress through the years. Do you know what it is? I know you probably might laugh at this as well, but Emery, I would take him away from Villa.
Unai Emery's a great manager.
And he bottled the job as well. He could have had the job, and he bottled it because he thought we were going to go down. And
he did. He approached them, didn't you?
Yeah, but then
I didn't
what he's doing, what he's doing with Villa right now is sensational. Considering they've not really spent in the summer, they've had to give Rashford back and all them lot to Asensio. Is this
And they were terrible when they played us. The Stadium of Light, and we were down to 10 men. Like they looked disinterested.
They were talking about getting rid of him.
11.
Yeah, they were talking about getting rid of him, weren't they?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think he is a quality manager. He didn't get enough time at Arsenal. And if we want someone who's been there in Europe as well, he's won, obviously, the Europa League twice, didn't he? Was it twice or 3 times?
Yeah.
I would give him a shot. But Villa are never going to let him go. So it's just a dream.
Do you not think, though, Baz, that one of the issues with getting the big players to come to Newcastle, Sunderland, or anywhere north of bloody Leeds, for that matter, or Leeds included, is the fact that it's not Manchester or London?
I think it's the wages, pure and simple. We can't offer the wages that the London clubs can, and Man United and Man City's can, and Liverpool's can. We would have to, if we want to be in the top 4 constantly, you've got to be paying people the top players 250,000, 300,000.
So what's Eddie Howe on? Is he on like the 10 million a year, or? I'm
not sure what he's on, to be honest with you, but we have a very strict cap with our players as well when it comes to wages, and it's
but why though?
Less.
But why that?
Because PSR.
Because of PSR. So obviously Chelsea, Man City's built them up over the years.
Yep.
So their standard is your 300 grand a week,
and they don't even bat an eyelid paying that, because they know they can afford it.
But they've also got huge amounts of money coming in terms of sponsorship.
Having Man City got $1 billion sponsor with Puma over 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll have that next season, don't worry.
But that's what you need. You need to get that sponsorship in to be able to compete with these big boys.
But like when you look at any Premier League club, it's the full logistics behind the scenes, like your commercial side of it, your sporting directors and stuff like that. These are the people that make the club. The manager and the players is a tiny, probably proportion of our club is run.
I know it sounds daft, right? But if you want to look at a big club and you want to see what a big club actually is, go on Instagram, go on Twitter, look at the followings.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 2.4 million following on Twitter. You then go to Man City, who are in like the 10, 15 millions. And that shows you how big a club they are, because you're talking about 15 million fans around the world buying shirts.
It's a good point what you're saying. It's a good point what you're saying there, because as far as Sunderland's concerned, I have noticed that on social media, the miles behind, even the likes of Newcastle, with social media or this and that and the other. now that's just is that because like you've been in the bigger picture than us over the last few years? It's down to marketing, but we have got a long way to go to catch up to. Because social media is a massive thing. It's huge.
Yeah, of course it is. It's
I think-
it's purely down to the fact that the big players are at the big clubs, and a lot of fans abroad don't follow clubs; they follow players.
And if you look at pre-seasons, all right, you look at Man U, Liverpool, they keep going to like Asia constantly, right?
Yeah.
I've been to Carrington a few times at Manchester, right? And outside waiting for the players, and they're all Chinese people.
Yeah.
They fly in from China just to see these sort of players. And like you've got the Club World Cup now, what was in America. So obviously Chelsea, who had a crap season really last season, go over there and win it, right? But what they're doing is they're building their status, making a name for themselves, getting them in with the Real Madrids and your Barcelonas, who's been doing this for years on year after year. And Spain now looks a tiny little place compared to the rest of the industry that's gone off behind the scenes with the shirts, sponsorships, and everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Here's
So
another one for you. How many followers does Spurs have?
5 million.
4 million,
8.7.
8 million.
Yeah,
How many?
8.7 million.
and that'll be because of Sun. Do you know what I mean? When they got there,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
And this is the one thing that
on Instagram, we've got 17.5 million on Instagram.
there you go. On Twitter, they've only got 8.7.
So
It just
you
shows you,
People
doesn't
use
it?
the Twitter though.
What we're
Yeah,
aiming
well-
for is the Africa market, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to go to Mozambique.
Although,
We need to tap in
We
to
need, we need a
Ghana.
couple of Nigerian players. There's
Yeah.
shed loads of people in Nigeria.
absolutely.
well, we tried to crack the Asian market by bringing in this Park Sung Soo or whatever he's called.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the next big thing from that country, and he's just in our reserves. But signing someone like Son was huge for Spurs because of
Yeah.
that side of it. And the one player that I really wanted us to sign when we got took over, he was at Chelsea. He was the Canadian or American. He was
Mackenzie.
Jonathan David.
Oh, David, yeah, Jonathan.
I
David.
was like, get him signed. Because when we got first took over, I'm thinking we need a player like him, and also his following just for him, massive. He's bigger than Messi in America
Really?
Jeez.
and in Canada. Yeah. So I was
What
like,
about just in America and Canada?
just in America and Canada, but think about the size of that country, man.
Yeah.
I know,
Just-
America, you've got 380 million people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we had signed him, could you imagine how many Newcastle shirts we could have sold just for that one player?
Yeah.
And that is where
That's the thing.
sometimes a player's used as a billboard, and that would have been
But-
the example
Yeah.
for us.
Bazza, we had Reina, right? He was the captain of America, right? He was
Yeah.
Mr.
Captain
Captain.
America.
And it didn't do us any
Yeah.
didn't
Did
do
us
us
no
any
That
good
was-
favors.
whatsoever.
But he wasn't
Instagram
much of a
was
star,
around
though.
there,
He
so-
wasn't a star, though.
Yeah,
was he? That's the
true.
thing. It's like Landon Donovan going to Everton. Everton would
Aye.
have got a lot of American following because of
Mhm.
him just going there on loan.
Yeah.
There's a nuts game
Yeah.
going on
So-
at Old Trafford at the minute.
Yeah,
Bournemouth have
3-2
just gone
now.
3-2 up. That's
What?
crazy. Yeah.
It's 3-2 now. I had to turn it off because it was kept on freezing.
So Barcelona have got 145 million followers on Instagram, and Real Madrid have got 180 million followers on
Yeah.
Instagram.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that just shows you how far behind we are as football clubs. You know, we all think we're a big club, but then you
1.2
look
million.
at them and you go, shit, because that brings revenue in. Don't forget,
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all this sort of stuff now has monetization, and it all brings
Yeah.
that ad revenue in. That's more revenue for the club just by putting out a simple match day post. How are the lads?
Mm.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need to get Fullwell 73 involved again, I
But
think, guys.
We've got the Mexicans, haven't we, Rob?
Yeah,
We've got
oh,
the
yeah,
Mexicans involved, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, Baz, but
Go on.
somewhere in Mexico, some social media thing in Mexico, they pick a team to support
Yeah,
that season. And this year it's Sunderland. So we've got thousands and thousands of fans in Mexico.
bless.
And the occasionally there's quite a few.
You've
of
got to
them
take
join-
advantage of that. You've got to get the
Definitely.
shirts out there. You've got to,
Oh,
you know,
so-
and you've
We just bought out black cats. It's I don't know
sombrero.
what cat is in Spanish, but something it was Nocha's thingy. So they just bought that T-shirt out. actually looks really good. I'm going to buy one. And I saw that yesterday because it came up on my Instagram feed. And I was thinking, oh, I like that. And it was a proper, like a Mexican design. But that's taken them ages to get that. And when you're talking about Fullwell 73, well, Leo Pearlman is a non-executive director at Sunderland. So we've got Fullwell 73 on board, you know, and if the club want to learn about Instagram, etc., you know, how to monetize that. But
They missed out on
that's an
Sunderland Till I
entirely
Die, though, didn't they? Not doing another
Yeah.
series of.
imagine doing it this season.
Best
last
comedy
man.
on Netflix that was.
Yeah. It would have been perfect for last season as well. Coming up, what a storyline that would have been all the way through.
They must be
They
kicking
missed out.
themselves. They must be
Absolutely.
kicking themselves big style. Can you imagine
I
what?
was expecting another. I'm gutted it never came back out again. Mind you, it did show you like just how badly one player treated your football club, though, which was a disgrace. Rodwell?
Rodwell.
Oh yeah.
That was unbelievably bad. That.
He wasn't budging, moving, going
He
anywhere.
wasn't even going to kick a ball either. Oh,
No.
I don't feel like it.
He just
Do you know
spent
what
the
I
whole
mean?
days walking up and down the corridors in his flip flops. That's all he
Getting
did.
thing is,
massages, getting
Chelsea have got
massages and
2 or
everything.
3 of those at the moment in the
Yeah.
bomb squad. You know, what I can't remember the guy's name. He used to play for Liverpool. He used to play for Man City. Went to Chelsea, England international striker, winger.
Who's that then?
Um,
Silent.
Oh, Sterling. Raheem Sterling?
Sterling, Raheem Sterling.
Sterling,
Yeah. He has not played a game for Chelsea for nearly 9 months.
He went on loan to Arsenal, didn't he? It didn't work out.
Yeah, and he's gone back to Chelsea and he's sitting in the bomb squad. He's taking his money. He was offered a move to Saudi, but because he's got 2 young kids and his wife didn't want to go, he decided it wasn't for him, which is
I
very
don't blame
sensible.
him for that. Yeah.
No, but so he's sitting on his 325, 400,000 quid a week doing sweet FA at Chelsea. He's not going to
Can't
get a
blame him.
game for Chelsea.
No. Can't blame them though, can you?
No,
I mean,
you can't.
Chelsea have shot themselves in the foot a little bit, and they could do, but they are saving themselves a lot of money in the long run because they're offering lower contracts now, but for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
you're getting a contract for life with that football club. So like Dewsbury Hall, if he had no ambition, he could have just sat there, at, like you said, in the bomb squad with Chelsea and just got paid X amount of money and not kicked the ball. But luckily for Chelsea, Dewsbury Hall wanted to play football. It's gone to Everton, rejuvenated his career. So, you know, they
Tamori, they all came through their ranks. Do you know what I mean? Mason Mount as well.
Yeah.
They all could have took the mick. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, like Catamolo, he was another one, and he was like, "Look, I'm trying to get out, but I cannot." Do you know what I mean? At least he was trying to get out of the club at the time when, do you know, the finances weren't there. But Rodwell, he wasn't budging at all.
Horrible. And that was the only time I felt a little bit of sympathy for you.
But where is Rodwell now? Do you know what I mean? Where's he now?
Well, God,
you know what they say about sympathy, though, don't you, Baz?
Yeah.
Somewhere between shit and syphilis.
There's one thing before I've got to go because I've got a 5 o'clock alarm again. So some of your guys need to learn the history between Newcastle and Sunderland, because I saw a tweet. We've won 10 in a row. You'll never see that.
10
in the league.
Sorry, 10 unbeaten in the Premier League.
We haven't lost for 10.
But they're saying that's a record, and Newcastle have never done that.
They are.
Right? So
exactly,
actually,
we've done 20.
We went 28 years without beating years, I think.
Exactly, but some of your fans are actually bragging about this 10-game unbeaten in the Premier.
Oh,
in the
what
league.
we have done, the record that was broken is we beat you 4 consecutive home games in the league. That was the record.
The actual tweet I've seen on Facebook and on Twitter, people are jumping on it. 10 games unbeaten is a new record, apparently, and Newcastle have never done
10
that.
games, it was
Need
the
to learn their
4
history.
games in a row. That was the only record that was broken.
It's a good record, but they just need to learn their history.
Right, Baz, before you go, we've got an important thing. Of our special guest, Tinsel's going to come on.
All right, go on then.
And he's going to do some predictions. Just 3 games. So, Tinsel, he's on the line now. How do you feel after the Newcastle game, mate? He finds that absolutely hilarious. I don't know why. He doesn't actually support friggin' Sunderland or Newcastle and stuff. But
I think you've chopped his head off and put him in the oven,
chopped
mate.
his
I didn't
head off,
hear
I know.
anything.
So we're gonna dive straight away. Then we're gonna Tinsel. We're gonna do a prediction. This is for the game on Saturday, the 20th of December. Newcastle against Chelsea. Tinsel, what do you reckon? Are you there? How's it? Right, you are.
You've definitely stuffed them because I can't hear anything.
No,
I can't.
no, you can't hear it on.
He's speaking a bit gibberish there, but he reckons Newcastle's going to be angry after that, demolishing defeat from Sunderland, he says. That's his words. And he says Newcastle's is going to lay down a marker. He's going to say 3-0 Newcastle-Chelsea.
Ooh, I like that.
He's got some neck, that turkey,
I
lad.
don't agree with it, but I like it.
Baz, you going to do a prediction? What do you reckon?
We've got a good record against Chelsea at home, to be fair.
Are you at home?
Yes. We've stuffed them. We've done, no offence to Tinsel there, but we've stuffed Chelsea a few times. But I think it'll be a tighter game. I think it'll be 2-1 to Newcastle.
2-1 to Newcastle.
I think we'll win. I think we need a reaction. I think it all depends what happens tomorrow night as well, because obviously we've got Fulham in the quarterfinal of a cup.
Are you at home in the cup as well?
Yes, we are. I'm hopefully going as long as I get the time off work.
Mm.
So
What do the rest of the lads reckon? Brighton, Newcastle,
I reckon
Chelsea.
that Chelsea will win 2-0, and I reckon the lads will be Fulham 3-0 in the cup.
You do realise Chelsea are a very, very indifferent team at the moment.
Exactly.
Depends on which team turns up.
We'll beat them.
I mean, it was easy for us. We beat Chelsea 2-1. You know, beating Chelsea's not for everyone.
I know. We beat them every year.
What do you reckon, Kev, Rob, Gav?
I think it'll be a close game. Newcastle 1, Chelsea 2.
Jesus, I thought I was getting love off you guys.
I think.
Where's it all going?
That is love, Baz, because normally we would have just gone Newcastle 0, Chelsea 5.
Kev, what do you reckon? You're gonna stick up for Baz here, aren't you?
2-0 Chelsea. I'm with Malta.
Oh, we're not even going to score.
I actually predict. I was talking to me mag mates yesterday. I says, well, before yesterday's game, I says, when you look at the next 3 games coming up, we could be 10 points ahead of yous after these next 3 games. You've got Chelsea, well, you had us, you've lost that. You got Chelsea, Man United, and we've got
Brighton. Home or away against Man United?
Away, Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. At 8 o'clock at night. No public transport.
Yeah.
Away in the public transport.
No one thinking of the fans as always.
It's only Sky,
Stu,
isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Stu, did you get the thumbnail?
Yes. Yeah. I'm just gonna do one more. I was gonna do a quick.
Go on, sorry.
This is another game. Tinsel said he's asked to head off. He's out clubbing later on. So Tinsel, Brighton against Sunderland, and that is a 3 o'clock kickoff. Tinsel, away you go.
I can hear it now.
Aye. Aye. Okay. Right, I'll stop you there. Right, I'm gonna get in touch with Paxo Company after this. He reckons Sunderland are gonna be in trouble with the players going to the African Cup of Nations, and he reckons there's gonna be a Danny Welbeck hat-trick. Brighton 3, Sunderland 0. Tinsel.
Wow.
Tough
Tough place to go to win, Brighton.
He's sticking his neck out there like any Rob.
There's plenty of seagulls down there, though.
I'm glad you said that. It wasn't me.
I
tell you what.
I wanted before you did, Baz.
I tell you what. I've just looked at what time our game kicks off, and I'm thinking, God, we play Wednesday night and then 12:30 on a Saturday.
This is why, Baz,
Who makes these fixtures up?
I think Chelsea's gonna absolutely demolish us because she's got such a schedule coming up. I'm sorry.
It's
and
going to
it's
be
probably
interesting.
the best time.
It's going to be interesting.
Well, Baz can get his own back. What do you reckon, Brighton, Sunderland prediction?
It'll be a tight game again. Brighton are no mugs. We always struggle down there. I think you're probably struggle to win this one. I think you'll lose 2-1.
Okay.
I like a 2-1 for some reason. Brighton are a very tough team at their ground. They really are. I think a point would be a great result for you guys if you can get it.
Rob, what do you reckon?
Yeah, for Sunderland, I'd go for a draw. I'd go for a point, 1-1.
Kev?
2-1 Sunderland.
2-1 Sunderland.
Welbeck
Gav?
will not want to score
Could
against
happen.
us. He's a MACKEM.
Could
Eh?
happen.
Welbeck's a MACKEM. He'll not want to score against us.
Right.
That's why he loves scoring against us.
Yeah.
He's
Will
a
you-
prick, Welbeck.
Were you saying 1-1 there, Malta?
1-1, aye. CABBIE, 1-1.
Gav, what do you reckon?
My heart's telling us 0-0, but my head's telling us I think we're 1-0 to them. Like I just feel like it's a really, really tough place to go into. But hopefully it's a 0-0. But me being just trying to be level at it, I think I'll be happy with a point. Let's just leave it at that.
I
Some
see. I'm going to go for 0-0
predictions.
as well. And before I let the chains off, Baz,
Yeah.
we're hoping to do like a collaboration, do a show, like, but we'll need to think of a name. I don't know what night we're going to do it or whatever, but one night we'll do it on our channel, one night we'll do it on their channel. We're going to have the Let's Get Carried Away show every Monday. But we need to think of another name, which is like, we've got the
The
Newcastle
North
fans.
East Football Banter Show.
I thought Dan, the
Superfan Dan. Yeah, Superfan Dan's was good.
Was excellent, which is black, white,
Black and white, red all
and
over.
red all over.
Which I put in the thumbnail for you today, Stu.
Yeah.
I sent it over to you.
I did. I seen that. I was just busy driving and that, like, so.
As a logo,
he's
you
letting
should
me
just
do
have
all
a
the
nun
work.
with a spear through her. Black, white, and red all over.
What do you think? What do you think, lads? Black, white, and red all over. What do you reckon of that?
Tyne and Weir.
Red, white,
Something like that.
red, white, and black all over.
Oh, man. Red and white and black all over. It
Well,
doesn't work.
I'm sure the lads will put loads of suggestions down in the messenger chat because
I'll
we've
ask co-pilot.
we've only got till January because Facebook's scrapping messenger group chats. So, but yeah, Baz has come up with a few good suggestions and a good bunch of lads. You get a good laugh, especially
You see that?
with Baz.
Okay,
and
that.
The green screen's mucking it up. I don't know how to turn the green screen off, to be honest with you.
Basically, what you've got to do, Baz, you've got to put it in front of your face.
There'll be a better view then.
Right?
Oh,
There you
that's
go. You see,
improvement.
now we can see it.
Yeah, I like that.
There you
The
go.
washed and unwashed. That's a name for the short.
Aye,
No,
the washed, that's us. And the great unwashed.
Cleansed. We've cleansed and grazed the park of
Oh.
Stadium of Light.
Somebody said horses and seagulls. I don't know. Someone said
Yeah,
that in the
horses.
chat.
Just
What?
about to say that one. Only
no.
seagulls and horses.
Only seagulls and horses. That's sick.
That's actually quite
So
funny.
yeah, I did see the domestic trucks outside the Stadium of Light last night after the buses left. I drove big bleaching
The
at that.
Hampstead suits.
I was surprised how close the Newcastle fans and Sunderland fans were together as they were coming into the away end. They were literally like nearly shoulder to shoulder. There was only one line of coppers separating them.
And,
Like I
and a
thought,
metal fence.
oh, it was risky, man.
I'm sure the hospitality when we go to St James's is they'll put us up in the gods, put a
Again.
screen round
That's the
them.
only place they can put her. That's where we
Exactly.
put them.
So
I was
it's the only
reading-
place you belong.
I was reading something
With the
earlier
gods.
on, and apparently the Premier League has a rule that says
Yes, they do. They do.
the away fans should have an enclosure that is pitch side.
Yes.
But Newcastle and Sunderland have got dispensation, and I think there's another team have got dispensation.
Yeah.
And we put them up in the gods, not
For safety
because,
reasons.
yeah, for safety reasons. Yeah,
It's the only reason why, because we used to have them right in the corner near
The
pitch side.
visas.
Yeah, it
We
was
got
just
them.
So, and then they had to move them up when we built the
Yeah.
stadium up.
Do you think that'll ever change and we'll get both of us will have away fans in the lower bowl, right pitch
Do
side?
you know what, CABBIE? We're wasting thousands of seats because of segregation and because away fans can't be trusted. So we've
Yeah.
got an entire empty bank of seats that aren't ever sold, right? And then we've got a big bank of seats for segregation as well, right? So we're actually losing out on revenue and tickets, which we could sell on. So that's why, you know what it is? It is a good atmosphere. And there will be people are like Chowan. I mean, I'm in U31 in the North Stand, right? And if they say, look, we're going to put the away fans down there, and you're going to have to move, and you'll have first choice of whatever the empty seats are, right? If it's going to enable us to get our full capacity, right? And I'm just going to have to get used to a new seat. It's okay. I'll do it. That's the only way we're then going to be able to maintain our Premier League status, keep selling out our season tickets year after year, and then they will push the button on the expansion to the 60,000.
Well, look, we've got a thing in the northeast. It's like walking in your local club and you're sitting in someone's seat and you get all the daggers, right? I think
frequently you get stabbed by daggers.
Aye, exactly. Aye. That's the thing that we've got in the northeast. You walk in your local and you're sitting in that person's seat who's sat there for 30 odd years waiting for the bingo or the turn to come on. That's it. It's the same with the stadium as well.
Baz, if you want to get away, you know, you can, because we can talk a glass eye to sleep, mate. What time are you up early in the morning?
5 o'clock in the morning again. 5 o'clock alarm. With one last thing about the seating situation. People come to Newcastle for the view as well, you see. So when you're up there in the gods, when you're getting pounded, you can look out and see that beautiful scenery. So that's the reason why we do it.
Well, can you see Pencha Monument from there, like?
You can see
I've actually been. I've actually been right on the very top, on the roof of our house. We used to have our radar on the top there. And I've been up there when one of the engineers was servicing it, and that's had a canny view over St James's Park.
It will have done.
But I also worked for 9 years in Newgate House next to the old co-op.
Right. Yeah.
And before they built the Lasers End up, you could see straight into St James's
Park. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I saw Bruce Springsteen from the roof of the Weather Centre.
Brilliant. The boss. I love the boss. I'd love to see him live.
How many seats? Anyway. How many stairs exactly is there from the bottom to the? Do you know, Baz?
I can't remember.
325.
There's a lot. Yeah, there you go.
And do they have the most number of stairs in the Premier League that leads to the away end at the top or the top tier?
Possibly. I don't know.
Possibly, I would say, right?
Quickly before you go as well,
Trafford, maybe.
There was a question I heard on Total Sport, which I thought was good. Which two newly promoted sides went to the Premier League hold the record of finishing the following season in the Premier League, the highest positions?
One of them's got to be Notts Forest.
Newcastle.
They won it.
Was it Blackburn?
They've not won the Premier League.
Not won the Premier League.
Sorry, no, not
which
the Premier
which
League.
two teams?
Newcastle, is it?
Newcastle will be one of them because we finished third.
Leeds.
I don't know.
That was 7th.
Norwich.
Definitely Newcastle, and I'm guessing it's probably Sunderland. That's why you're asking.
Sunderland, was it not Sunderland? 7th.
Yeah, 7th. Yeah.
Newcastle and Forest.
Forest.
Ah.
Where did Forest finish?
Fourth.
One was fourth, one was third.
Yeah, we were third. I remember that year. It was great.
Was that in the 90s?
That was 1992, 93, wasn't it?
Was that Van Eyck?
93, 94.
And Brian Roy. Was it Brian Roy when they had them sort of players in there? Forest?
Possibly. We had Peter Beardsley, Andy Cole, Rob Lee, Scott Sellers.
Collymore.
That was under Curly Perm, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember the Forest one.
That was under Keegan, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We beat Leicester 7-1 last day of the season in the Championship to win the league. We already won it anyway, and then we went up. We lost we lost to Forest. No, lost to Spurs first game. Lost to Coventry the second game. Drew at Old Trafford 1-1, and then we went on a run, and we ended up finishing third. It was a great season. Sold Andy Cole, and the rest is history. Right, honestly, pleasure, guys. We'll have to take this up.
Brilliant, Bazza.
Next year, we'll do that joint show. We'll get the thumbnails and everything sorted, and we'll have a bit of a laugh together. As you know, I can take shit, but I can also give it.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly, man.
Exactly. Pleasure, guys, and good luck for the rest of the season, because I hope you do stay up, which you obviously will now.
I think we're going to probably finish above you, Bazza, to be honest. Like,
there's always one.
Because
There's always one in there.
I am that always one, by the way.
Well, Darren Bent was asked that same question on TalkSport tonight in Drive Time with Adrian Durham, and Bent reckons Newcastle will still finish above Sunderland because of the strength and depth what Newcastle have got, and that's what he said. Scouts on it.
Wow. From an honorary MACKEM as well. I'm surprised at that.
That's what Benty says.
That's a good tune to leave on. Take care, guys.
Right, see you later, mate.
See you later, mate. Thanks a lot. And he's away. Hi.
Cabby, can you bleach the channel a second?
Can we bleach the channel a second?
I've always said every time I go to Newcastle, I wipe my feet on the way out.
It's been a canny show, man. It's it's quite a lot of people been watching as well. It's still Bournemouth 3-2 up. I've noticed that Malta. He sends these live feeds to the show, and it's like it seems to be fantastic until he gets nearer and nearer to the ground. I thought Sunderland have sorted out the Wi-Fi problem or the internet in that stadium. It just doesn't seem to be. Does any of you lot, Kev? What's the internet like when you can?
Seems all right. I mean, I didn't really use my phone much in the ground, if I'm honest, but I've never really had any bother, I don't think.
Do you know what it is, Cabby? It's the way that how 5G networks work, right? You've got 50,000 people, 46,000 people trying to pull the same one or two repeaters, right? Now, Wi-Fi, as it is, because I've set Meraki Wi-Fi up for some very big clients with huge capacity, right? They could set up the free Wi-Fi in the stadium. They've actually got 5 Wi-Fi networks inside the Stadium of Light, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've got match day, they've got guests, they've got visitor, then they've actually got some other private ones which you can't see. You've got to know what the if this is not broadcast, basically, right? Then you've got all the broadcast companies. You've got the transmission equipment from Sky and whoever as well. If they wanted to, they could do it, right? They could put the Meraki repeaters in, and they could have the capacity exactly for what the stadium holds. They can have it so it will cover all of the ground, and everybody would be able to get a signal. The issue is that the bandwidth, right, and how much they'll have to pay for it. Now, if you've ever been to Dubai and you go into the Dubai Mall where there's thousands and thousands of people there all the time, on the Wi-Fi in there, I was getting 600-700 meg. I did a speed test, and I was sitting watching the Sunderland match, right? And I was thinking, this is bloody fantastic. I wonder what the speed is in here. And it was like, it's 670 meg or something. I was thinking, that's mental, that is, right? On a public Wi-Fi. And it's the same at the Dubai airport as well, you know, because again, in an airport, you get loads and loads of people. You can do it. Also, the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas as well. They've got proper Wi-Fi. It's been set out properly. So they've actually got, as if everybody, it's basically the way when you set up stuff, it's like, what is our worst case scenario? Everybody tries to get onto the internet, right? So if everybody tries to get on the internet, then that's our capacity. That's what we need to have. The other thing as well, a lot of people actually carry 2 devices nowadays. They've got their phone and they've got like an Apple Watch or an Android Watch, or their kid has got a phone and a tablet as well, you know. So it all just depends on how much the money the club want to spend. And the thing is, the betting companies like LiveScore, principal partner of Sunderland Football Club, and WD88, you can't even get a WD88 account in the UK because it's banned, right? Now, they'd love it if there was football, if there was really good Wi-Fi inside the ground, because those people who do like to gamble would be on there getting the in-play bets. Oh yeah, or Sunderland are losing, I'll get another good bet in. The Wi-Fi at Wembley Stadium is the class leader in the UK. I've not been to Spurs yet, so I'll find out on the 4th of January. But yeah, Wembley Stadium Wi-Fi is great.
Yeah,
it
but it's
works.
sponsored by EE, though, isn't it? Wembley.
Oh, but yeah, it's sponsored by EE. And EE have put in the whole thing. It's got Wi-Fi, sponsored by EE. And when you connect, you get a little EE advert, right?
Mm.
And you could pay to do that advert. So if we're in like an FA Cup final or something, right? LiveScore, who was principal bet partner, they could pay EE. So everybody who goes on actually gets a 30-second LiveScore ad. Then they can go onto the Wi-Fi.
Man United have just taken
What
the
a
lead
goal.
against Bournemouth.
That's
No,
a
it's
crazy.
3-3, isn't it?
No, it's not.
4-3
It's
now.
4-3 to Man United.
It's 4-3 now.
Yep.
They must have scored 2
Oh
goals
my
in
God.
minutes.
Fernandez on 77
Free
and
kick.
Kuna on 79.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, the price has it's gone down, but 15 years ago, you weren't getting 1 gig internet, like your Wi-Fi do. Because in some places, particularly like in London, the 5G signal is better than your broadband.
Do you think
Yeah.
Sunderland will probably not be that bothered because the fact like the maybe don't like people recording the games and sending streams out and that of what people are wanting to do, or
Well,
do you think they'll want to improve it?
I think they will want to improve it I think they will eventually bring back the in-stadium fan zone. See, again, I don't know if any of you guys have been to watch, baseball or hockey or basketball or American football in America, right? It's a whole day event. You're in the stadium whole day. They've got all the pre-match shows on. You'll go there, like you go to the stadium and like literally 20 minutes beforehand, right? Let's get inside the stadium. And then after the match finishes, it's straight out. People will go there 2 hours, 3 hours beforehand. They'll eat there, they'll drink there, they'll go around the museum tour, this, that, and the other. They'll just socialize. They've got, loads of great restaurants and street food places. And then after the match finishes, they'll still stay in there. They've got sports bars in there. People will just sit around. They'll chill out with the mates instead of leaving the match and going down to the pub or going out to Pizza Hut. They've got everything there. The way that the stadium is designed is to keep the revenue inside the stadium as long as possible. And, I think it might be like that down at Spurs. But again, when they got rid of like the fan zones and stuff like that, the lost revenue there.
Yeah.
It must be
Cabby,
that.
I'm
Like,
going to have to jump though, mate.
wait.
Time of night.
I'm gonna be calling it quits as well because I mean the daughter's wanting to get into bed as well. It's been a cracking show.
Top back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Malta says you can. I'm gonna have to learn how to get this into audio and put it onto these podcast channels as well.
The other thing, Cabby, you need to do. You need to. I'll teach you a bit about the way the algorithms will work as well. If you've got the transcription on, right, and then AI will actually find your channel and the show where people are searching for, or what are the fans thinking about, Sunderland versus the visitors. If you had the transcript on, your transcript would actually get picked up by the spider in the internet.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And it'll pick up Kev's coughing as well. And then the advert will come up. You'll have Kev coughing, and then the advert will come up. Lemsit.
Yeah. I think the only problem with using AI, Malta, is it doesn't quite get our accents.
Yeah.
Hey,
It'll come up with some interesting.
Something got Father Ted.
Aye,
Yeah.
Father Ted.
Father
No,
Jack.
no.
Father Jack.
I've found recently it is really getting better because for years I could not use any, text to speech to text system at all because it just didn't understand the Northeast accent.
Yeah.
But they're actually getting much better now. Right, well, lads, I'm just going to say I was at the match. It was a fantastic game, fantastic day. We've got the bragging rights. Dan Ballard has just been knighted as King of the North, right? We'll do it all again when it comes round to March. Got the bragging rights. I went to see my black and white neighbour next door because Amazon came to our house and I opened the door and I said, here you go. I said, I'm not going to say it out because we won. And I just walked back up.
Well, cheers for joining, Rob, Kev, and Gav. I know it was a bit short notice for Gav, but I know we've all got lives and that to leave. And
that's all right, man.
How's your family, Kev, before we go? All right?
Aye, spot on, mate. I'm doing the rounds. I'm down for, this is my Christmas week back down home. So my nana's just made me supper. So that's what I've been nibbling on there because it's going to get cold.
anything tasty?
Now we've got a little bit of pizza.
Chicken sticks.
Chicken sticks.
little picky thing, little mini pizza and some chicken goujon things.
Oh, you're getting bloody looked after again. Free again.
Spoiled rotten, Kev. Spoiled rotten.
Hey, good night, everyone. Thanks.
Right.
I really do appreciate your time and effort. Thanks very much, people. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.